Irvingman, Irvingman, watches shows sitting on his can. Tells a story, tells a joke, monetizes cause he's broke. Look out, here comes the Irvingman.
Contrary to what some believe, the Flying Dutchman was not Batroc the Leaper's cousin. The legendary ghost ship that can never make port is well known and well documented, so I won't go into it here.
Captain, look! Look, Captain! Over there! The Flying Dutchman. Aye, 'tis the phantom ship that forebodes doom.
And besides, it's right there. We can all study it for ourselves. I didn't see anything in the legends about it bringing doom, but as we know, this show takes a lot of liberties. The target audience most likely didn't know the difference.
The Flying Dutchman, indeed. Every time there's a storm, we get a report like this.
But there have been so many eyewitnesses.
Those fishermen are always eyewitnessing something that isn't there.
I take it you don't believe the reports.
Believe them? Of course I don't believe them, Miss Brandt. But get a picture of it anyway, Parker.
He just told Peter to get pictures of something that he says isn't there. Jonah may need a vacation.
Ahoy there, Captain! Well, you've been to a costume party, lad? I'm Spiderman. Spiderman, eh? Well, the world's full of a lot of strange things.
Yeah, like people who want you to take pictures of things that don't exist. Our friend doesn't get out much, I guess. Still, he's happy to help our hero if he can. Get used to seeing him because he's the undeclared guest star of the episode. He says the stories are true.
Each time a storm spills its fury on us, the phantom ship appears over Smuggler's Cove. Smuggler's Cove, eh? How do I get there? Hard aport. The path will take you there. But if you value your life, go back wherever it is you came from. Thanks for the warning, Captain. But I'm much too curious.
Somebody will probably recite the old thing about how curiosity killed the cat, but they conveniently forget the other half of that ditty. Satisfaction brought him back. That's what Spiderman is after.
That must be the cove. There it is. The Flying Dutchman. And there it went, right to the cove. My spider senses are tingling. Will shiver my timbers.
The boss doesn't take kindly to strangers with cameras.
He needs to get his camera back. Jonah doesn't pay cash for I had it, but somebody took it from me. Our two goons go into a concealed cave and report the event to the boss.
What are you doing here? I told you to watch for us up. We hooked a strange fish.
Aye, he was taking pictures of the Dutchman.
Mysterio. Why am I not surprised? This is the kind of special effect he's known for. His pals don't get out much either because they didn't recognize Spider-Man. But he sure does.
What's he doing here? We must get rid of him before the sun arrives or he'll ruin all my plans. You want us to take care of him? No. I'll reserve that privilege for myself.
I think he knows how these two would fare against Spider-Man. May as well save time as well as save them a few bruises.
I think someone dropped anchor right on my head. And it looks like they went that-a-way.
He was so intent on following the footprints, he didn't even realize they led all the way across the water to the boat. By the time it occurred to him, the prints had sunk. He called the tabloids anyway, but without photos, they weren't interested.
This must be Smuggler's Cove. My spider sense is at it again. Something's fishy, and it's not the cargo.
You're darn right something's fishy. How's anybody supposed to close that door with the mast in the way?
This is the first time I've ever been attacked by a ship.
At least give me some of the credit.
Mysterio!
We get a really good fight sequence that has both of them using all their skills to the fullest, and they're pretty evenly matched. Suddenly, Spider-Man finds himself alone.
I'm adrift in a gale yet. With no wheel and no sails.
Let's See how your famous spider strength fares against the power of a raging sea.
But as long as his web fluid doesn't run out, this isn't a big problem.
Not a bad job if I do say so myself. Heave-ho, and away we go. Now let's see what I can do about a rudder.
It looks more like Sir Nitpick's calabash, but it does the job well enough to get him to shore. Mysterio and his henchmen are making plans for the evening. First, they project the Dutchman over the cove and scare the villagers away. Then he signals a submarine to surface. He's got all kinds of treasures and stuff in this cave, and presumably it's going with him on the sub.
Soon I'll have gold enough to buy all the power I want.
And my usual question stands, what do you intend to do with that power? Why do you want it? As we've seen over and over, most of these guys haven't thought that far ahead.
Sailing, sailing over the bounding main.
That's over the bounding main, not under it. Isn't this fun? The Dutchman is appearing in the sky again, which means Mysterio is up to something.
A submarine in Smuggler's Cove. That's the answer.
The Dutchman has brought trouble aplenty.
Looks like I was mistaken. The sub is delivering the gold, not taking it away.
Gonna net me a big tin fish.
Don't ask how that's supposed to stop a full-size submarine. Just be satisfied that it does. Kids' cartoon. Let's keep telling ourselves that. Now about that cave and the odd people in it.
Beautiful. Have you ever seen such a haul, mate?
Not in me wildest dreams.
Now, let's start divide... Spiderman!
Okay, everybody grab a cutlass and prepare for the big sword fight. Hold on, Spider-Man doesn't have one, and there's not a convenient extra one about.
Just call me D'Artagnan. En garde.
Play the clown, Spider-Man, but I will not last.
My tempered webbing is stronger than your steel.
That's right, my webbing has a temper. You wouldn't like my webbing when it's angry.
Take that. One down.
One concussion. Two concussions. It was nice of him to save Spider-Man the trouble and do it himself. Mysterio is using his smoke screens to try and gain some advantage.
Take a last look, you interfering webhead. And now, Spider-Man, do you have any last words before I blow you to pieces?
Mysterio has PSA disease, plethoric sonant articulation, which means he talks too much.
All I can say is, if you gotta go, this way's a blast.
Fool!
The henchmen are waking up, but they're not a problem.
Thanks, Captain.
'Twas nothing, matey.
I told you he was the undeclared guest star. Now just think what a spoiler it would have been if I had called him the unsung hero instead. Aren't you glad I choose my words carefully?
I know I sent Parker to get these pics, but if the whole thing was a hoax, I'm not going to pay him. I said there was no such thing as the Flying Dutchman.
But you sent him to get pictures of it anyway. When I was doing Adamania, I talked a lot about Batman logic. J. Jonah Jameson logic is much worse, not to mention more irritating and cheap.
Oh, no? Then what's that?
Yipes!
I'd sure like to see old Jameson's face right now.
You know, he can probably sell that projector for a lot more than Jonah was going to pay him for the pictures anyway. Can all study it for ourselves. Oh! Try to type had sunk and it gets has dunk. I think my fingers are dyslexic. First, they project the Dutchman over the village and scare the Cove away. Yeah.